Good morning. You are going to see that my lips are not moving in conjunction with what I'm saying right now, and that is because when I recorded this, it wasn't recording. So being a novice YouTuber, there's all sorts of glitches that happen along the way, and instead of re-recording this and taking the spontaneity out of it, I'm just overlaying to the best of my ability. So come and meet me on the mat, move your body, wake up, and remember, if something doesn't feel right, don't do it. If it does feel right, then do it. Other than that, I have no idea what I just said because it's unscripted. So I'm going to have you come to your mat, and we're moving very fluidly today. Today is a non-traditional yoga practice, and try to get out of your head the idea of moving into particular yoga shapes. And so some people might argue that it's not yoga. We're not here to debate. I am here just to get you to move, to feel good, to get the energy flowing. And in my mind, yoga is union. And so if you're feeling completely in kind of sync with yourself as you move, that can be yoga. Running can be yoga. Painting can be yoga. Cooking can be yoga. Movement can be yoga. So remember, move like nobody's watching, and I'm just doing a little bit of joint movement here, loosening up the ankles, loosening up the knees, loosening up the hips, loosening up the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders. Notice how you can kind of start to smile here. This is completely free movement. So what I'm doing, you don't have to do, but I would really encourage you to get your joints moving in a kind of a fluid movement. So nothing stilted. Start to wake up those joints moving, maybe a little forward and back, like you're kind of walking, but not getting anywhere, nowhere to go. Moving with a little bit of rhythm or not rhythm. Maybe you've got your music on. Maybe a little side to side. Get something going on here in your hip sockets. Maybe a little sashay the hands. And of course, breathing, and moving, and moving, and moving. Reminds me of when I used to teach aerobics. We had choreographed movements we had to make. We do the side to side step. I can't remember, that was like 20 years ago. And all of these movements had names, and right now none of them are there. I think one was called the grapevine. And anyway, keep those shoulders moving, keep the wrists moving. You're starting to warm up. Ooh, swing those arms, step the feet side to side. Maybe do a little bit of Fred Astaire. Maybe breathe, inhale and exhale with awareness, maybe tapping one side, balancing on the other foot. And notice how this might be a little bit of cognitive work too, just trying to maybe move your arms and one leg, or maybe they're moving in tandem, maybe they're not. Ooh, here's a little bit of maybe a flashback from the 50s or something. The swim, maybe do the swim. I have no idea what this is that I was doing or chatting about. Marching on the spot, getting the heart rate going a little bit more. So again, non-traditional. We are moving here. We're not worried about what anybody else thinks. I'm certainly not, although if my children look at this one, they'll be like, my goodness, Mom, what were you doing? Maybe harness your inner Jane Fonda, right? Flashback. Those of us that are in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s, we'll remember Jane Fonda bringing movement to us. So just moving, marching. Heart rate is getting a little bit stronger. Maybe let those knees lift a little higher. Slow it down. Move and march. Breathe. Are you smiling yet? I bet you are. March. And start to slow that down until the feet find the earth. So if you've been moving forward and back, make sure you take some side-to-side movements. And we will all do that. Again, this is a flashback from my aerobic days, step in, step out. And those of you that taught aerobics or came to classes will know that this had a name, but I cannot remember what it was. So we're just moving a little bit side to side. Step, in, out, in, Just moving. Yours might look different. You might be dancing around your room. Now we're going to take it a little bit lower if you're in this same movement, using your glutes a little bit more, those larger muscle groups. See if you can kind of sink down a little bit more as you bend your knees. Heat coming into that body, slowing it down, outside, side, in, out, in. Again, this is completely unscripted, and I can't remember what I was saying at the time, but I do remember suggesting that maybe you go a little bit low or use a little bit more muscular energy, maybe pump those arms a little bit more. I think I was smiling right about now. Bring those knees back to center or stay wide. Really, what feels good? Maybe go wider, wider, wider. I think a few more times is what we do this. Listen, if I can get in front of people completely not knowing anyone, you can do this in your living room. So if you've just been watching, get off your butt and move. Let's move the shoulders. And what this does is it moves the spine, and shake them out a little bit. Loosey-goosey, loosey-goosey. Loosen up the ankles, loosen up the knees. We're coming into preparation for something called breath of joy. So we don't want it to be stilted. We want it to be very loose, but when I say loose, we're still supporting here. We've got some abdominal engagement. I'm getting a little lower, but you don't have to. But I really encourage you not to lock your joints here. So it's a 3-part inhalation. It's an inhale forward. So you're going to bend your knees. Inhale, bring the arms forward. It's a inhale, take the arms wide. Again, 3-part inhalation. So it's like you're filling up the middle of the lungs and the top of the lungs. Inhale, reach all the way up. Engage your belly, and exhale, fold forward. So we're doing this slow at first. Inhale forward. Inhale wide. Inhale up. Exhale. You can use an open mouth for the exhalation. You can stay nice and slow and fluid. Notice how all my joints are really kind of relaxed. And you might be inspired to speed it up, but make sure you take good care of your back. Take good care of your knee joints. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. Of course, if this makes you dizzy, you don't do it. Maybe just move your arms or slowly come into forward folds. Inhale, 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 exhale, inhale, 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 exhale. Breath of joy. When I'm in class in front of people, I look out and it is a room of smiling people. It truly has an appropriate name. That's great. Let's release that. Slowly, slowly come up and how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? Maybe close your eyes. And I always encourage you to understand what brought you to the mat. Understand your intention for arrival. Understand what gift you're giving yourself today. What is your intention? Have a fantastic day. I can't stay with you any longer, but if your body is still needing something else, give it that. Give it that movement. And truthfully, I have no idea. I was talking here spontaneously, sharing some thoughts. And if you could read lips, you could maybe tell me what I was saying here. I think I was telling you to, or suggesting to you to decide how your day is going to go and allow that to be so. If your body still needs some twists, some balance poses, some other movement, maybe you need a meditation, then please tune in and maybe tap one of my meditation buttons. If you liked what you saw and you haven't subscribed, please do so. I am here for you and appreciate all of the subscribers. Thank you. Until next time.